What is going on, lunatics? Today we're going to talk about what the path to a penny now looks like. We have to take a few things into consideration. First of all, we've got a lot of people out here trying to funnel a tax in my opinion, to hold their positions as the top. Look, I have a bad feeling about the largest validators. I think that their positions are, I don't think that they want to give up power, and they continue to consolidate. And as each one of them starts to work together and sway all of the other validators, then this is no longer decentralized. It's becoming more and more centralized. And it takes as you continuing to give those top people power. That's what's happening right now. Now, is it for good or is it for bad? And that's a debate for you to decide. It would be my belief that that's not going to work out well. It would be my belief that that's not a good thing. However, you're a voter. Your opinion matters. So how do we get to a penny? Well, let's start off with this. It won't happen with a tax. Now, I've said that over and over again, blue in the face. There's no way that we're going to have a tax structure that's going to get us where we want to be. And the reason for that is people, all you're doing is taking from people on that burn. And look, there is currently, and I want to stress this, there's currently a voluntary burn. Who's burning? Binance? Sure. We're getting several $1 billion worth of Binance, but I mean, who's donating to the burns every single month? Who's donating every single portion of their transaction? Because you could do it, by the way, on your own. You don't have to have a tax in order to do it. It's simple. And it doesn't cost you very much at all to just send your money to a burn wallet. But nobody's doing it. So I don't think it's any more clear than forcible taxation will cause people to go somewhere else. And I hope that that makes sense to you. But that's not really the point of this conversation. The point of this conversation is, how do we get to a penny from here? And the answer to that is going to be a repeg. We have to have a repeg. Now, let me show you something. I want to show you something that's interesting here. This is Redline Drifter. This is the guy who jumped out of his realm into my realm when I was talking about the tax and where is the repeg and stuff like that, right? And he even for himself admitted probably haven't followed up as well as possible to make sure. And this, by the way, if for those of you that are not familiar, this is the quant team. This is the guys that put out a $40,000 proposal not that long ago, talking about what the path forward looks like. How, they're going to put a proposal for a repeg and then the centralized exchanges. Centralized exchanges have not responded yet. And he said, I'm probably a little bit remiss and should probably follow up and check into that. And I'm not saying, by the way, that he's got an answer for what's going on, but I don't see anything. We are talking about Luna Classic, by the way. We are having Luna Classic conversations, or at least we were last month. Could be, by the way, that he's taken a month off for vacation or something like that, or a couple of weeks off for vacation. He is interested here in the signal prop from the Clan Terrarium concerning making the Lunc blockchain EVM compatible. And that, for those of you that are new to this, is the Ethereum virtual machine. That would increase compatibility. Given that there's only one other EVM compatible Cosmos chain, this would be USP in itself. That's a great opportunity, but it's not the point. The point is, there's no conversation here about the repeg. There's no real anything here. That doesn't mean that he's not part of the team. Doesn't mean that he's not working hard, doing stuff in the background. But it does mean he got $40,000 a couple months ago. We still don't have any update or anything like that. So what can you say is being worked on with the repeg right now? Absolutely nothing at this point. The only thing that's there is a relative proposal submitted by the quant team to get approval from centralized exchanges, who have not responded so far and have, to this point, as we know, not been followed up upon. So we have no idea what's going on. I want to stress that. That doesn't mean that there's nothing going on, but it does mean we have no idea. So tell me, if you don't know what's going on, what's going on? So just keep that in mind. So let's take a step further. Now, in the discussions over here, this is the Commonwealth. Major liquidation from eToro. We talked about that yesterday. Here's the Clan Mudhorn. This is the signal prop to investigate EVM functionality through Ethermint. So really, they're just working on creating a more robust system. And that's perfect. For any of you that are wondering, this is actually a winner of an idea. But that's a winner of an idea with 6.8 trillion tokens still in supply. It doesn't prove anything. So what does that mean? What doesn't mean anything at this point? Now, has it been put up for proposal for governance yet? No, it has not. So we're not there yet. We don't have finished with that yet. So see what happens with going forward. Now let's look at the price action real quick. You can see here we had a nice little dip down. I want to stress here, I'm going to zoom out just a little bit. You guys kind of an idea here. This on the 1 hour. So I want to pop this back out to the 1 hour so that you can see. I use 5-minute time frames every once in a while just to kind of and see like what trends. So you'll see me do that every once in a while. But still bouncing off of the 786 line, no movement towards that upside. Now I told you before that I thought that this level we would probably make that big move to the 382 level. Well, we've broken down to 786 to such an extent that we're now in this range right here, and we've now encountered another level of resistance. So that would mean to me that we're going to break to the downside. Now, what that looks like would be move right here, coming back into this golden pocket, moving around right here, getting rejected off of this level, and then boom. Now, if that were to happen, let's zoom out and let's find out what's our next level. Well, the next level is going to be right here, right at 1,000. That's kind of the level that if we don't have some kind of reversal, and look, there's a lot of chop and there's a lot of this range, so you got to kind of look bottom right there, but about 9,300. So it looks like we're going to get ready to add another zero. And when you zoom out just a little bit further and you start to look at this on a longer time frame, then you can see right here. I mean, guys, a really good run, and made a really good reversal. And we had a really good opportunity. And look, came up to the level that we were at before getting rejected. So, playing out as we should be playing out. But, we get to a penny in this regard, and that complicated. Again, that repeg has to happen. In the meantime, we're circulating supply that we still have to attend to. And I said 6.9 trillion, but we're about 5.9 trillion. Close to 6 trillion in the circulating supply. So, but we still have to calculate based on that. And we're only doing billions every month. And I mean, 5 billion every month for the next 12 months, it's only 60 billion. That's like 1/10 of a trillion. So it'd be 10 years before we were at 5 trillion because we're at 6 trillion now. So there's a long way to go. Now, the best thing I can say is something like an EVM, maybe we get a little more interest in this. And if the market becomes what the market like it's destined to be, if that were to happen, then I think we're in a great exists for just some value to be added in here. So we get to a 3 billion or a 30 cap, we're up we're up in the quote unquote because a lot of this is based on the market, and we're just kind of value in what was a previous dead chain that's back to life, right? Zombie chain, if you will. So the simple thing is we don't have an answer yet until we get to that repeg. I'm going to personally reach out to Redline Drifter. I'm going to send him a message today, and maybe we'll have a conversation. Maybe we'll figure out what, or maybe, just maybe, I'll get ignored. I don't think that I will, but I don't know for sure. Now, when we look at USTC, same thing. I told you guys already that I think USTC is headed down to that 1.2, 1.5 sort of level, because I don't see any reason for it to pump. There's nothing that would give me cause to think that it's going to pump. This is, again, long-term play. Long-term play like this, you're going to look at some breakdowns. I think that breakdown starts another big rally. I mean, look, this was a really good rally, and a few times. Now, here's the interesting thing. You just grant me that this happened over here. Came down like this. So let's talk about, what's that level look like? And if we were to throw it into a parallel channel, I know I'm off topic here, but if we throw this into a parallel channel right here, then we're looking at a bounce right about the level I'm telling you. And then that bounce could lead to a rally up into the 382 range. So 5.5 cents, like there's a big time rally that's potentially possible for UST based on sentiment going in the positive. So, we'll be looking for that. But again, I don't have a path forward right now. As of the moment, I no longer have a path forward, a real path forward for a penny. Before that, I think it's going to be 2 cents when it's all said and done in this next bull run. And that didn't include really a repeg, but it did include positive momentum. So that's what we're looking for, is some positive momentum to get that. So to summarize here, guys, I don't see a path right now to the repeg or anything like that. Now, that doesn't mean this is not going to happen. Just means that everything is just kind of at the whim of a bunch of people who have no interest, by the way, in making this thing pop, not in a slow fashion. This is, if you will, I don't know if you've been here for a long period of time. This is more Zerodar speed, which was we thought that sucked way back when, but that's the reality. Is that this is just a process of growth in the blockchain, and it's taking a much longer period of time than any of us would have hoped for. That doesn't mean that it's not happening; it just means that it's not happening incredibly quickly. So, with that being the case, what do we do next? So why don't you leave me a comment down below and let me know what you think about what's going to happen next. I think that, I think that we're just to get a real repeg situation underway. I think that we just need some clarity, and I'm going to work towards that clarity and see if there's anything that can be done to, move the ball forward because and look, I'm just a loudmouth out here in the YouTube space. I'm not a developer, so I can't say that I will, but I'm going to take a shot at it. I'm going to reach out to this guy. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do it right now, and then we'll see what happens. In the meantime, this is not financial advice. My name is Believes. I'm always right. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate each and every one of you, and we'll talk to you again very, very. What's going on, guys? Cryptonomy.finance. I do have an incredible promo event. Follow Cryptonomy_fi. Make your deposit at Cryptonomy.finance. Like and retweet the post and tag 3 friends who love Solana. As you can see right here, earned about 0.0014 Bitcoin. When we get to our fixed levels, my tether so far, $4,345, I've actually earned $251 in accrued interest. For my XRP, 224 XRP, Ethereum 0.09, Ethereum, Bitcoin, we've got 0.008, 0.008, also about $500. Of course, these ranges were a little different. I was using a little bit more. And then we have the long-term one that I set up over here as well, 0.01. The launch pool. Guys, I want to stress, like, this is where the money has been made. My position right here, you can see right now, we've accrued interest of $19,000. By the way, the reason for that is very simple, because if you get in on the launch pool. And some of these, when you get something big like 9.74 and you're in on 18x return or a 7% return, another 8 right there. Once you start to get these big returns, that's when you start to get the big rewards. So we put a heavy amount into this. What I'm going to do, we're going to look up some Solana. And so we're going to throw in the maximum amount for Solana. We're going to get 25 Solana, and then we're going to continue here. We're going to do the 12-month rate since that's 103%. Boom. Now we have another holding. On the My Deposits here, you're going to see that one up there at the top. Best percentage rate right now. Fantastic. Make sure you check out Cryptonomy.finance.